Listen up.
I'm cheating on my
Nice.
I'm cheating.
All right. We'll do that later. One last time. Hey, did you guys have fun this year?
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. So the coaches and I, we can't tell you how much we appreciate you guys being on our team this year. We had an absolute blast coaching you. You guys are the best kids in the world.
Thank you.
And seriously, you know what? Football was secondary to us. You guys are just great kids, and I can't tell you how much that means to us to be around you guys 3 times a week and to be able to coach you in practice and in the games, and knowing that when we ask you to do something that you're going to do it.
Standing on the ground.
JP. Always be JP. Okay. Look at that. Oh, come on. Enough. Yeah, have a seat.
It's not a coin. What is it?
My goodness.
Guys, get out. What is it? It's a battery.
Okay, forget about the battery. Okay, we're moving on. We're moving past that. Squirrel. I love it. So anyway, hey, listen, guys. Come on. Listen. So we can't thank you guys enough. We can't thank the parents enough for allowing us to coach your kids. It was just an absolute joy. We didn't, it can sometimes, an hour and a half, 3 hours, 4.5 hours a week. It can be a beatdown with all the stuff that we have going on. But it wasn't for us. We enjoyed every single second of it. We love seeing you guys' faces. You guys always cracked us up and make us laugh, even when we weren't supposed to laugh. You guys would cut up and joke, and we'd have to kind of turn away to laugh. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. So, thank you so much. And we're going to do a trophy presentation, and we're also got Coach Sean got a special gift for each and every one of you guys. Okay?
Can I get the replica?
Just a second. So we're going to start with the 3 that we call the seniors, the upperclassmen. You guys are JP, Kylie, and Brady. You guys are the ones who are moving on to bigger and better things, and we hope that you learned a little bit about something about life and football when you were with the Knights, and you carry us on for many years to come, whether it be in the classroom or the basketball court or the soccer field and of course the football field. And when we see you in about a year, when we all move up, take it easy on us, please. We're gonna, we don't want to face you guys when you're on other teams.
I might.
So just, yeah, I know. We've already got a plan for you. We're a quadruple team here, so don't worry, you're not going to score against us.
Or you should just come back to our team.
Right. There's that too. That's always a possibility.
Yeah, like you'll always be a Knight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's get JP Masterson up here.
Yay, JP!
Right here. So JP, we're going to tell a little story about each and every one of you. Great story about JP. So last season, we didn't see JP work out for his what was it, like the testing and the combine. But I'm walking into Dick's Sporting Goods, and here comes JP and his mom walking in, and we know each other from Heritage Elementary, and we say hello. And I said, wait, I didn't know JP was your kid. And I said, who is this kid? Oh, that's JP. He's trying out for football. And all of a sudden, I just got this kind of maniacal feeling. I'm like, really? Look how big this kid is. I'm like, well, we'd love to have you as a Knight. And we had no idea. We were able to pick JP up in the draft last year, and we had no idea what a character he was. And he brought a lot of fun to this team. He was, I tell you, a lot of people would say quarterback is the toughest position. Yeah. Center may be the toughest position because every single snap this season, JP delivered, and that is a tough job. It all started with JP on offense. We can't tell you how much we appreciate it. We love you, JP, and we're so glad you're in that.
Sorry to see you moving on, buddy.
All right. We'll get you again. Scratch your back with that third place.
He learned something new today. He learned something new. Scratch his back with the trophy. Yeah.
Brady McGill.
Knew it. Yay, Brady.
Where's the Brady?
JP.
All right.
Brady, the Savage.
So here's a great story about Brady. So last season, we had the 4th pick in the draft, I think, and we had never played tackle football ever. So we were kind of nervous and scared a little bit. We didn't know what to expect. We had done pretty well in flag. So we had to draft somebody really good as a first pick. Well, none of the coaches on this particular Saturday could come to the draft, and I was the only one who could go there. So I had a lot on my shoulders to somehow come up with the very first pick in this draft. I was nervous because these dudes will hold me accountable and they'll bust my chops if I get it wrong. And I see this dude right? Brady McGill. And I'm like, man, he's fast, he's big, he could be our first pick. And then I hear that he's never played football before. And I'm like, how am I going to sell this to the coaches? That I want to draft this kid #1 in our draft, but yet he's never played football before. Anyway, long story short, we rolled the dice, and you delivered, my friend. You were fantastic. You're always just such a great teammate. You always helped out all the players, and we were so glad you've been a member of this team for the last 2 seasons. We're really going to miss you.
He did anything we ever asked him to do.
Yeah, we moved you all around.
Never said no.
You played multiple positions on offense, multiple positions on defense, and you always delivered.
Good job, Brady.
That's great. Back scratcher. Kylie Moe.
Kylie Moe.
Yay, Kylie.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Kylie.
Yay, Kylie.
If I could legally adopt Kylie, I would. I don't know if her parents are going to sign off on this. Sure. So the quick story behind Kylie is last season, same scenario. We're looking for people to draft. And there's this combine out there, and there's like this practice where they're kind of showing off some of their skills, and we're like, who is that girl? She's killing it out there. So needless to say, we were like, okay, we want to go after Kylie for our second pick. Needless to say, last season, she didn't make it to the second pick because the Hawkeyes, who won the championship, snagged her up immediately. And then all of a sudden, she was immediately traded because the guy from the Wolfpack was like, no, I want her, I want her. So we thought we had this, hidden gem in Kylie Moe, but apparently everybody knew how great she was because everybody wanted her. So we didn't get her last season, and then Coach Sean and I, this season, we met at a Dunkin' Donuts on a Sunday morning before the draft, and we both said, we got to get Kylie Moe on this team. So with our first pick of the draft this season, we got Kylie, and we couldn't have been happier.
And all the heads of the room went down as soon as we said.
Yes. And the great one, that's right, absolutely. Everybody wanted Kylie. Here's what's so great about Kylie, is that every single practice, every single game, she always had a smile on her face. She was always a consummate leader. And it was so much fun to coach her. When it was 25 degrees out there, you guys remember, it was freezing outside. Kylie didn't have gloves on. Not one tear came down from her little eye. She was ready. She's like, I don't care.
Tackles.
She's like, it's football. I can't wait to play football. It was so much fun to have you. You were the ultimate leader, and you were the emotional leader for this team because you kind of kept us all together, and you kept wanting to play this crazy game at the end of every practice that Coach Sean and I still can't figure out.
Can't figure it out.
So at some point we'll all have to get together and play this game. But we love you, Kylie Moe, and thank you so much for being tonight this season.
Kylie Moe!
Kai, get up here,
Wait,
boy.
Kwai?
Yeah. We'll be back.
Why do you gotta call it Kwai?
So listen that real quick so Kai can go.
Yeah, so what's that?
Hey, Kwai.
Yes.
Then I'll do that real
Okay,
quick.
so real quick here. I know because they gotta go, they got tickets. So listen, about Kai. I'm gonna tell you a quick story here. The draft was last season. We don't know what we're doing, and all of a sudden we look way out in the field. I mean, I'm telling you, 100 yards away, and there's Kai and his dad throwing the ball like 40 yards back and forth, catching it, throwing it, catching it. We're like, who is that kid? We got to shut him down, and don't throw the ball around the other coaches and the other teams. So we're like running over there. We're like, hey, Yari, great to meet you. Don't tell your kid to throw anymore, right? Because we wanted him so bad, and of course we drafted him as our quarterback. And we love Kai. Man, I mean, look at him. The dude's gonna be a movie star in like 2 weeks. So remember his name. Get his autograph right now.
Tomorrow. I mean, today. He's gonna be a movie star today.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, there you go. The paparazzi. So Kai was not only a great receiver this year, quarterback, but man, this dude was a demolition derby on defense, on linebacker. You killed it, and we're so happy to have you. We hope you come back with us next year. Good up. All right, here you go. Here's your trophy, my man.
Hey, guys, real quick, this guy's got to leave. Just turn your attention over here real quick. So we'll do this real quick just for Kai before you go, all right? So everyone just turn around. You can stay where you're at. Stay where you're at and turn around. Okay, all right. So, okay. So, I don't know if a lot of y'all know what I do for a living, but I sell plastic, right? And I fabricate plastic and things like that, but a couple years ago, a lot of y'all know Coach David. He started the Knights. The Knights is definitely a lot more than just football. Not everybody has known him, but a lot of you have. There's 2 original Knights here from the beginning. It's Jackson and Ethan. No,
Gavin.
Andy. Well, you're standing there, and Ethan. But, you know, like Coach said earlier, it's more than just being a Knight, right? And at some point, everyone's going to have to retire their first helmet and do all sorts of things. So what I made for each and every one of you so you can display it proudly is a case for your Knight's helmet.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, all right, for each and every one of you, you know, this is for you guys because I want you to display it proudly, okay? Just always remember how important it was to be a Knight, and every day when you look at it, because some of you, I even know JP, you know, you're going to need a new helmet. You're going to have to retire the one you have, but you're going to need to put, you know, your helmet somewhere in safekeeping so you can look at it every day and remember back to the Knights, even you guys that are moving on. All right, so each one of you are getting one of these before you do it. All right?
Wow, baby. Can I put my trophy in there too?
That's so
Wow. Baby strawberry.
Hey, hope to see you all next season.
Meant to make me cry.
No.
Bye, Gary.
You're right. See you in 3 months. Guys, see you in 3 months. What do you mean 3 months? Yeah, that's
All
gonna
right,
be.
Logan Gaddis, get up here, boy.
I'll still see you guys. We know I won't.
Thank you.
All right, listen up. Here, we're gonna keep going here. Here you go, Logan. So Logan Gaddis. So Logan played for the Hawkeyes last year, and they dominated everybody. Everybody who played in the season last year remembers his character, all his little friends. Good God, they killed us, right?
I have him
Look, he's
in one of my
laughing.
pictures.
So we wanted a little of that championship mentality to Logan, you know, for this season, and we got it in Logan. Here's what I love about Logan. After the first practice, we're like, Logan, you got to be more aggressive. You got to be more aggressive. And he says, okay. And then we took video of the first game, and we showed video to each and every one of you guys, and we said, here's what you need to do different, and here's what you need to do better to be more improved. And we showed the video to Logan, and I remember watching his face as I'm showing the video, and he's really honed in and he's really intense on it. And I said, okay, you got it? Got it. We go back to practice, and ever since then, the dude went wild. I mean, he went wild, and we're so happy to have you on this team. Logan, you've improved so much, man. Your aggressiveness and everything that you bring to this team, and we're so proud of you of how you've grown over the course of this season, and we're glad you're a Knight. All right, good job. Thank you. Chance, get up here, boy. All right, Chance Anderson. Here we go. So this dude is a pit bull. Here's the great thing about Chance. So Chance, every time we go up in practice, all you players and coaches know we have this drill called nutcrackers, where basically you have one guy laying down on one side and another guy laying down on the other side. We blow the whistle, they jump up, and they have to just meet in the middle, right? Well, one time we had Chance versus, or it was Brady versus somebody else, and everybody said, no, I don't want to take Brady on. And another guy, no, I don't want to take Brady on. This dude right here said, I'll do it. I'll do it. He raised his hands and he did it, and he took him on. And this is the kind of intensity that Chance Anderson has on this team. He never backed down. He didn't care about size or height or how big you were. It didn't matter. He always, and then we just had the challenge, right? Yeah. We had another one where we would say, okay, you can challenge whoever you want in one of these drills where you're going face to face. Chance picked Brady again because he was the biggest dude, and that's what we loved about Chance. And here's my favorite thing about Chance. Every single time we said, okay, this is what you want what we want you to do. You got it? He was always the first and allowed us to say, yes, sir. He was the first one, always. And I appreciated that so much, man. And I'm so glad you've been a part of our team. This has been, 3 years since I think you've been on our team. Right? And we've had so much fun. You're a tough dude, and you're a great example of what a Knight should be. All right? Give him a hand. Brody Coates, get up here. Brody! Look at this dude. So, Brody, you just turned 7, right? Right before the season started? Okay, so Brody was by far the youngest kid on this team. So while a lot of you guys had come up through flag and tackle and had a couple of seasons, poor Brody was just kind of thrown into the mix, right? So he's like a year and a half behind where all of you guys were before. but you would never know it because Brody showed up and look at that smile, that trademark smile every single day. No, I'm going to show you off, my man. And it was so much fun. And my favorite part of the season with Brody was two things. You guys remember the cold weather game, right?
Oh,
It was
yeah.
terrible.
That was
Nobody wanted to
fun.
be there. So Brody went to his car, and we thought, okay, we've got about 8 players. Well, all of a sudden, here comes Brody. You know, he just runs across the field, and we're so excited that we got him back. So Brody comes back on the field. The poor kid, and I'm not saying this to embarrass you, I'm saying this to praise you. He had tears in his eyes. Nobody wanted to be out there. I had tears in my eyes.
So did
I did not want to be out there. He comes out there, he lined up in linebacker, which he's never played before. And on the very first play, he got out there and made a tackle on the Spartans. And I lost it, man. I completely went wild. I was jumping up and down. I was screaming. I thought they were going to have to, haul me off in a paddy wagon. I was so excited that this guy came out of a car with tears in his eyes, and he still fought and fought and fought. And that's what the Knights are all about. He never, ever, ever gave up. It wasn't just a saying. He believed in it. And I can't wait to see this dude when he's 8 years old and 9 years old, where most of you guys are, because he's going to be a beast. I know. All you guys are mostly 8 and 9. So he was a youngin' on the team, but you were an inspiration. We're so glad to have you, Brody.
Good job.
All right. You get up here. Get up here. Come on. Jason Madison.
Jason Madison.
So I'm gonna start with a story about last season, and I'm gonna work my way up.
Yes, sir.
So last season, Coach Dave, who was the coach last year, and I, and Coach Sean, and Coach Brian, were all watching video from a game. And there was a video of Jason on the line, and he kind of stood up, and then everybody kind of blew by, and we're like, Jason, see, this is what you have to do. You got to block, and you got to do this, and you got to stay in front of him. Now, that was just one play from last season. And we said, man, Jason is so good. He's better than that. He can really tear it up if he just applies himself and he kind of puts his mind to it. And Coach will attest to this. In the probably the middle of
game 3.
No, well, I was actually I'm going back.
Oh, you're going back.
About
Okay.
Christmas, before the season ever started, I randomly text him one text, and I should have brought it up to show you guys, to tell you it was the truth. A random text on like a Saturday night at like 2:30 in the morning. Jason Madison is going to be the key to our season. Random text, right? From a grown man to another grown man about a sweet 9-year-old boy. And it truly was. You were going to be the key to this season because if you applied yourself, and you absolutely did, and we knew it from the first practice how much Jason had grown as a player and as a person. And we texted his mom and dad, and we're like, you're not going to believe this. Jason is killing it. And we put you in positions on the line to just wrap it up. And you saw it today. Jason killed it today, and it just wasn't today. It was all year long. I've never seen a player, and we coach a lot of sports, right, with all of our kids, improve so much from one season to a next than Jason Madison. And that was all about hard work. And we tried to tell him to get mean and get aggressive. He's the sweetest kid ever. How do we tell this kid to get mean? But he did on the football field, and he was great. And we were so, so, so proud of you. You did awesome. And we're happy to have you tonight, my friend.
And you got your touchdown.
And you got it. Yes, sir. Gavin. Gavin Lewis.
Thank you.
All right. Hollywood Gavin Lewis. That's what we call him. There's no bigger fan.
Of himself.
I love it. I love it. Hollywood Gavin. So Gavin has played for us for several years now.
So
Back
4
in,
seasons?
yeah. So
When the Knights originally started?
that's right. So flag and all the way up to tackle. And it's been so cool to watch him grow because, I mean, God, look how big he is now. He's almost as tall as us. But he was just kind of a little tyke back then. Look at him. So, but it was so much fun to watch him grow over the years. And again, we've kind of thrown a lot at Gavin. Kind of like a lot of you guys with Brady and Jason, where we told him to play a lot of different positions. So we moved him to quarterback this year. No pressure, right? He's just a quarterback. Well, Gavin did unbelievable. And I'm telling you, my favorite game of this season was a loss. Can you believe that? My favorite game was that Spartans game last week where you guys were this close to beating those dudes. And he was your quarterback, right? He was delivering, and he kept taking hits, and he kept getting up, and he kept fighting. And I love Gavin to death, because, and we'll talk later about this other kid here, but as a coach's son, it's tough. You guys all know, as a coach's son, it is really, really tough to be on that football field. But he takes it with a good heart, and he takes it all in stride, and he always delivers. And we love having you on the team, Gavin.
Gabriella.
And we can't wait to see you back next year.
No man.
That's right. That's right.
Scratch the back.
Yeah, scratch your back. Keep the
Wait,
tradition
one
alive.
more thing.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
That's not allowed here.
Oh, Lord.
All right.
They're going to jail
One
for
more.
doing that.
Jackson Sasser, get up here.
Let's go. You have to scratch your
Yeah, scratch your back.
One kid that took a beating this season.
So, yeah, this guy, well, not only did Jackson take a beating on the field, but he took it off the field 1,000 times worse. Because, again, as a coach's son, you have it the worst. I mean, it's horrible. Trust us. We all know our dads coached us. It was terrible. This guy listened to more of my comments and, hey, we should do this and we should do that as we're driving down the road. And he had to just kind of take it all in. That's the last thing he wanted to hear, right? But he would hear it nonstop. You know, and this kid, the greatest joy a father can ever have is to coach your son. And it is so much fun for me to coach this dude. And I always know that he's got our back because he's always going to try to lead and be the best player and the best person he can be. And it's been an absolute
Size doesn't
joy.
matter for him.
No, sir, it sure doesn't. It sure doesn't.
In
So
one of the
I
games,
love
he
your
got
heart.
chest
I love
bumps
this
and
team's
he got
heart,
chest bump
and I love coaching my son. And I'm not ashamed to say he's my favorite player. Hey, wait a minute. We got two more here.
Oh yeah.
Where's Christine? Yeah.
There's one trophy.
So we got to recognize the coaches here, and then so first of all let's talk about Coach Jim.
Yay.
So this is the funniest.
Assistant to the assistant
No,
coach.
the assistant to the assistant regional manager. Right. So Coach Jim sent me the funniest Facebook message of all time. At the beginning of the season, he says, "Hey, if you guys need any help, I'm available. I've never played football. I don't really know the rules a whole lot. I don't know the X's and O's, but I'm happy to help." And I said, "Great, you're in."
The first game on the sidelines, he looks at me and goes, "So what do I do?"
I love it. But we loved having Jim because he brought that enthusiasm. He wasn't nervous to jump right in and help out because he has the same love for this team and these players as Sean and I do. And we can't tell you. And I love the picture from the cockpit that you said that said "Go Knights." When you've been shot. Seriously and honestly, that meant the world to us that you were thinking of us, even in a cockpit on a plane going halfway across the country, that you were thinking of our Knights. So thank you so much, Jim. We appreciate all your hard work.
Yay, Daddy.
Yes.
Did that hurt? Did that hurt? Did that hurt?
My aunt works at Lowe's.
Jim.
All right, and finally, Coach Sean here.
Wait, there's my dad.
So, Coach and I, we were like the second-tier assistants to this team last year, to Dave and Brian. And all of a sudden, Dave moves to Missouri, Brian is playing baseball, and Coach Sean and I are somebody's got to keep the Knights going. We can't just give up and quit. So we put our heads together and we said, okay, you be head coach. No, you be head coach.
You're
you be
stealing
head
my
coach.
speech right now.
Right. You're stealing. So we're like scrapping back and forth. No, you're the head coach. I'm the head coach. Neither one of us. But we worked it out, and I tell you, the guy's an absolute pleasure to have as a friend and as a coach. And he can attest to this. And a father, of course, absolutely. You know, he can attest, and this is what I love about Sean. This guy will take a text at 2:30 on a Tuesday night or 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning, and he will always respond about football because we're always thinking, we're always trying to come up with these cockamamie plans and strategies to make you guys better. And he's always responding, and I hope he never said, "This guy got to leave me alone already. I'm sick of it." Because I would get him back at the same time too. We have a couple of adult beverages, and we just start putting our heads together about how we can make this team better. And what he was able to do. You guys who were on this team last year, and Kylie and Logan, you guys remember us from the other side. We didn't score last year. We won games by winning like 7 to 6 or 6 to nothing.
One game 14.
Okay, well, yeah, well, 13 to 6. I mean, I don't think we scored more than 13 points last season.
One game 20.
This guy made us average like 28 points a game this year. All right, his offense, what he would call, and his leadership is immeasurable. And I can't thank Coach Jim and Coach Sean enough for everything they did for all of you guys.
He's the best dad in the world.
Hey,
He's the best dad in the
we all
world.
knew what was gonna happen.
He is the best dad in the world.
So John kind of stole it from me. You know, my little speech about John. It was, you know, it was one of those things when the season was over, and we knew everybody was. You know, we knew that the coaches were moving on, and John and I looked at each other, and neither of us wanted to be the head coach. You know, we just knew how much
So
goes
Coach
into it.
Dave left the book right in the middle of that
he
table.
put the book down, you know, and he says, I'm done. Because he left, I mean, they moved to Missouri after the party.
That day, that same
They
day.
got
After
their
the
car
party.
and
So
drove.
it was up to John and I to kind of pick up the pieces. And thank God that Jim stepped up and helped us too. But, I mean, those texts were going back and forth, and John would say something. I'd be like, that's what a head coach would do. You know, and he just kept replying back, going, stop it, stop it, stop it. But really, at the end of the day, when it comes to keeping the team motivated, keeping us going, really keeping us as Knights, you know, it was John. You know, John worked on the fundamentals, but John, you know, really focused on, you know, what being a Knight was important, you know, to being a Knight. And we appreciate that, John. And you know what? I think, you know, John and I kind of ham and egged it all year. And I think we can do it again. And we're going to do it again.
Right,
We're going to be better coaches next year.
We're going to be better coaches for it. I know some of you were moving on,
Unexpected.
you know, and some of you are moving up, but we're going to do everything we can to keep the Knights together.
Oh,
You know, and one other thing I wanted to recognize is that, you know what, John, the good thing about John, he's always about family and letting the families be involved. And he let Ethan be involved all the time. And that meant the world to him. So we appreciate it, John.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Christine, thank you, you know, for dealing with it. And thanks to all the parents. We really appreciate you guys.
You guys.
And next year, like I said, we're kind of trying to get us back together. We're going to kick some more butt next year too, all right, guys?
All right, let's bring it in one more time. One more time. Come on, Knights. One more time. Come on, here we go. Let's get in here. Fine. All right, the seniors. All right, you guys are going to lead us, okay? 1, 2, 3, that's as loud as possible. Wait. JP, Kylie, Brady.
Knights on 3, you guys.
Go. 1, 2, 3, 9!